Hello everyone, and thank you for visiting the Wolf Sports YouTube channel. This is Dylan Chapin, and today's video is a film breakdown on quarterback Jake Fromm from the 2023 and 2024 preseasons to show why we believe he could be a hidden gem at quarterback at the NFL level. So let's get right to it. The first game Fromm was with the Lions last year, signed a few days before the final preseason game. He had limited knowledge of the playbook and received 0 practice reps. The team actually didn't even expect him to get in the game and viewed him as a camp arm, but he was asked to come in to seal a matchup versus Pittsburgh and looked very sharp. First play in cut at the bottom of the screen. Fromm immediately knows where he wants to go with the ball at the snap, hits the receiver on the face mask, and allows for yardage after the catch. The second throw, play action, hits his back foot and finds the open man. The throw wasn't accurate, but the receiver makes a great catch for a first down, and you can see Fromm hangs his head here. He's not happy about the ball placement, but there's a lack of chemistry with guys he's never thrown to. So certainly understandable to have some misfires. The third play, another in-breaking route, which is where Fromm has thrived since he was at Georgia. Deeper this time, but more time to get into his drop and find some rhythm into the throw. Great placement here, another first down. Play action again for the fourth throw. You can see the miscommunication with the running back going the wrong way. Maybe he aborted to pick up a rusher, but the more likely scenario is he just missed an assignment, and that's what you deal with a lot as a quarterback playing late in preseason games. But still, Fromm carries out the fake and hits another in-breaking route for a gain of 15 yards or so. Then the final throw of the drive, Fromm goes for the touchdown here. Immediately recognizes the back on the wheel route, the linebacker getting caught inside, and not a perfect ball, but certainly plus accuracy and should have been caught. Next drive, Detroit looking to ice the game, so you'd think they'd run the ball, try to move the chains, and keep the clock rolling. But based on that first drive, they clearly had enough trust in Fromm to take matters into his own hands. First throw, great accuracy on the slant, again hitting his target in stride for a first down. And then things are sealed with another play action pass. Fromm hits the tight end on the backside, obviously wide open and an easy throw. But you can see some of the poise as Fromm squares his shoulders and ends the game with a first down. As stated, he wasn't even expected to play, but Fromm went 6 of 8 for 89 yards in the win. So that was highly impressive for a guy that had no practice reps, and it led to him sticking around on the practice squad all season. General manager Brad Holmes had this to say after the game.
I give the kid credit. I mean, his mindset wasn't I'm coming in as insurance. His mindset was coming as I'm coming in to compete and do something with this opportunity. And so he did some things even before that game during practice, but, you know, in the game when he got his opportunity, he just took full advantage of it.
Now we're working backwards here, but this is the 3 most recent preseason appearances for Fromm. So 2 years ago, back in 2023, this was essentially a preseason classic, with the Ravens being on a 24-game winning streak. But Fromm went 10 of 16 for 91 yards and a touchdown in the comeback victory. And this was with Baltimore going hard. They had some really good players out there late. Future starters like Ardarius Washington, Caillou Blue Kelly, now starting with the Raiders, and Trenton Simpson at linebacker. So the first play here, an incompletion due to a deflection by the defensive lineman. But Fromm was trying to hit the open check down. And you don't really see a ton of deflected passes for Fromm. He's a little bigger than many expect at nearly 6'2" and has a solid build as well. Then the second play, you see some of the pocket mobility here. Fromm calmly slides and keeps his eyes downfield. Eventually hits an open target for a 10-yard gain in the first down. A lot of young quarterbacks would go into running mode or drop their eyes, but Fromm doesn't do that here. This next play, a simple pivot type route, good timing and accuracy to hit his receiver. And this was Eric Bieniemy's offense. So a lot of West Coast concepts, and I think that's a system that fits Fromm's skill set well. Now later in the drive in the red zone, Fromm works through his progressions here. 1-2 before hitting the open running back in the flat. Jarrett Patterson gets the ball, makes 2 guys miss, and gets into the end zone. That made the score 28-26, and then Fromm gets the ball backed up here with less than 3 minutes to play at their own 9-yard line. First throw of the drive, he doesn't hesitate to push down the field. Excellent touch and good accuracy on the corner route, but the tight end can't come down with it. Then Washington had a false start, so backed up even further, but Fromm hits a curl route here to get some breathing room. Then on the next play, third down, a big-time throw over the middle to pick up the first down and keep the drive going. Definitely not perfect accuracy on the back shoulder, but similar to last year in Detroit, Fromm had limited practice reps with these guys, so that's worth keeping in mind. The important thing is he knows where to go with the ball, and we know how accurate he is based on the throws he does make, and of course his time in college. Next throw, Fromm hits the slant, and you see he's in immediate command with Washington going hurry up. This is the guy that played on the biggest stage at Georgia, national championships, SEC championships, brutal road environments. So the pressure is really as high as it can get for a preseason game, with the Commanders trying to end that 24-game win streak. But Fromm's poise is a big reason he was able to orchestrate this drive, and he probably didn't feel much pressure based on how he performed at Georgia. His first start was a road win versus Notre Dame, so a guy that's certainly been in bigger spots than this. But the next play, Fromm is about to pull the trigger on a slant, but sees the underneath defender in his own drop, pulls back and gets into scramble mode, knowing it was a short drop and pressure's coming since the ball didn't come out. But Fromm shows his strength and instincts breaking the sack, gets outside the pocket and throws to his tight end. It was a tough catch, but I think Fromm wanted the tight end to drift off the field, and he showed his touch and vision here. The next throw, another in-breaking route that he hits in stride, picking up a first down. The Ravens brought pressure, but they were too slow getting there, and Fromm has a clean pocket. Easy completion for him because he knows where to go with the ball. Now the Commanders take a shot here, top of the screen down the right sideline. It was really a great throw, and Fromm routinely dropped balls in the bucket outside the numbers of Georgia. That's actually Mitchell Tinsley there, who shined with the Bengals this preseason and made the team, but he couldn't come down with the catch, and a great ball nonetheless. Next play, Fromm hits the slant. You see a slight hitch when he looks at the inside slant, but doesn't like the look and quickly hits the next option to set up a 3rd and 4. And that results in a huge first down on this outside hitch at the bottom of the screen. Fromm sees his receiver win and hits him at the sticks. And this is with less than 30 seconds to play, so pressure really increasing for everyone. But Fromm shows the confidence he has here to Tinsley again, sort of fading in the pocket on the throw, but he sees Tinsley one-on-one over the middle. Quick release and excellent touch. Contested catch in tight coverage that Tinsley couldn't come down with, but Fromm gave him a chance, and this would have essentially won the game. Instead, they have more work to do to set up the game-winning field goal. Low snap here, but Fromm takes another shot, and Baltimore is sending pressure again. I remember watching this game live, and the Ravens were going extremely hard in trying to defend their streak, sending all-out blitzes and seeing if someone could beat them at wide receiver. So another incompletion, but I thought it was a good ball by Fromm. The receiver sort of drifts towards the cornerback to create separation, but he didn't really need to, and this is another case of a lack of chemistry showing up in preseason action. So the final play for Fromm this game, 18 seconds left, 3rd and 10, needs some more yards to set up a field goal. So good call with a rollout to get the receiver on an out-breaking route. Fromm again shows the poise and a quick release. Accurate throw to position Washington for the game-winning 49-yard field goal in the final seconds, and that snapped Baltimore's preseason winning streak at 24 games and displayed some clutchness from Fromm, which he showed at Georgia. At this point, I thought Fromm was making a serious push to be the backup to Sam Howell, with Jacoby Brissett struggling in the preseason. Really, I thought he was the most impressive quarterback of the three, and if it was an open competition, would have taken the job, but he didn't have a chance, didn't even end up making the team for whatever reason. But you could sense his confidence growing in this 3rd game. Drop here on the first throw show, but decisive hitting the open man at the bottom of the screen. Then next drive, deep drop with routes developing further down the field. You can sense there is total poise from Fromm as he scans the field. A defender is bearing down and hits him right as he's releasing it, but still plenty of arm strength to get the ball out to an open target 25 yards down the field. This next throw is an incompletion, but you're looking for signs of a quarterback doing the right thing, and Fromm shows pocket awareness to escape the rush, keeps 2 hands on the ball as he slides up and out of the pocket and tries dropping a throw in, but really nowhere to go with it, so better to sail it out of bounds than underthrow it and give a defender a chance to make a play on the ball. On the next drive, another example of Fromm showing total poise when backed up near his own end zone, scans the field and doesn't waste any time hitting the running back in the flat, with the cornerback following the receiver and leaving space down the sideline. Maybe the Giants should have given him a better shot to throw near the goal line when he got a chance to play for them in the regular season back in 2021, but I'll get to that in a moment. Later in this drive, Fromm hits the open target underneath. Good ball placement as usual right between the numbers, and even throws him away from the linebacker just a bit to maximize the yardage after the catch. Next play, nothing open down the field, so Fromm waits for the target to get in open space and hits him as he settles. That sets up this out and up route where Fromm finally connects with Mitchell Tinsley down the field. Great ball as he's again getting pressured from the blind side, hits Tinsley in stride, and this has just been limited action in preseason games, but Fromm isn't some check down merchant with a weak arm. It's not close to Bo Nix levels of mischaracterization. Nix has one of the strongest arms in the NFL, but Fromm has plenty of arm strength himself, and frankly, I'm not sure a lot of teams have watched the tape for him to not even have gotten a shot this preseason. But the connection with Tinsley was actually short of the end zone, so next throw wide open for 6. Obviously a very easy throw and read, but just looking at Fromm, you can feel the poise and growing confidence. Next drive, backed up yet again. Fromm actually had a couple of options here, with the backside slant even more open, but probably smart to hit the primary read since it was open, and you want to get the ball out down there if you can. Then again, next play, open running back in the flat. He can't make the defender miss, but this was the right read and could have been an easy first down. Now this next one, a rollout similar to how he sealed the Baltimore game. Fromm has nowhere to go this time, but I like the mobility shown and poise again, rolling out calmly with his eyes down the field as he gets past the block defender here. Would have liked for him to throw the ball away to save yardage, but Fromm takes the hit instead and draws a personal foul, and Fromm shows toughness immediately getting up and running back to the huddle. This next throw, another where he's getting hit as he's releasing it, but Fromm hits the receiver at the top of the route and gets it out there with enough zip, despite not really getting a clean release. Then I really like this throw with Fromm showing he's more aggressive than people give him credit for. The running back is open in the flat, but he says, no, I'm going to hit the second level route and put the ball in between 3 defenders for a downfield completion, which showed a confident quarterback, not playing hesitant at all. And then the final play I want to show is one of my favorites. Down in the red zone, Fromm shows velocity and decisiveness by zipping a throw in between 2 defenders with timing and accuracy at the goal line. Overall, Fromm played about as well as possible with the opportunities he got in the preseason. It's unfortunate his playing time in the regular season came with the Giants and 4 coaching staff that called a quarterback sneak on back-to-back plays when backed up in their own territory. But Fromm was lights out in the preseason, and these 3 most recent appearances for him, he combined to go 29-42 for 324 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. We have to just look at Daniel Jones as the latest example of a situation mattering for a quarterback, and I'm confident Fromm has what it takes to be a starting quarterback at the NFL level. Remember, Kurt Warner didn't really get a shot to play in the NFL until he was 28, but he immediately had an MVP season and won the Super Bowl with the Rams in his first season as a starter. I'm certainly not saying Fromm will be a Hall of Famer if he gets a chance, but he's still just 27, and there's no way he isn't at least deserving of a backup job, especially with all the injuries that have hit the position this year. I should also note that our high opinion of Fromm dates back to his college days. Really, he's been our only miss at quarterback over the years out of everyone we've ranked higher than the NFL and the media, but we'll see if a team gives him a call if injuries continue to strike. So what do you guys think? Should Fromm get another shot to start at the NFL level? Feel free to let us know in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to Wolf Sports on YouTube if you like this content and similar content. Thank you for watching.